The Sims series is a childhood favourite of mine. I'd spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours playing The Sims on our old, barely functional family PC. Then years later, with the release of The Sims 3, I began playing The Sims on my laptop, which was in no way designed to play games. Seriously, it took around 5 minutes to load the game, and then another 5 minutes to load my save file. Even then, this was before I even knew about the 60 FPS standard of video games. I grew up with consoles, not PC. So, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, the Xbox 360, and the Nintendo Wii, you get my point. I was used to 30 FPS. But despite the technical limitations of my laptop, I was completely immersed in the world of The Sims. It was an escape for me. An escape from still not doing my homework, household chores, and a place to escape to. I created families, built houses, and orchestrated the dramatic drownings of many poor, unsuspecting Sims. However, as the years have passed, my enthusiasm for the Sims series has all but vanished. It wasn't just because of EA's reliance on DLC and expansion packs, but because the product would later take a serious dive in both quality and value. It was a shift from focusing on fun and creativity to purely monetization that began my journey of hating The Sims. The Sims seemed to prioritize extracting every penny from its passionate and loyal fanbase rather than delivering a product that the fans deserved for forking over their cash and time investment. Instead of getting what should have been the next big step in The Sims history, we instead got The Sims 4, a game so bad that it was the equivalent of ordering a Big Mac and finding out they only gave you a fucking burger bun that they didn't even cut in half. And then when you asked them when the rest of the Big Mac was, they spat in your face and said this. Oh yeah, well you bought the base Big Mac, but for the full experience you'll need the cheese, patty, lettuce, onions, and pickle packs. And you also may want the salt kits, the sauce stuff, and the fuck you, give me more money expansion packs. Fine, I'll buy them. How much are they? Oh, that'll just be £1,044.68, or if you Yanks, $1,325.59. Fucking what? I have to imagine the dickhead who decided The Sims should cost that much resembles this cunt.
What do you bring? I require good. You can pass, but first you must pay.
Now, The Sims has always had expansion packs, so why am I complaining? Well, not only does it seem like The Sims 4 was designed and released with the sole purpose of emptying our wallets over a 10-year span, The Sims 5 is looking to be released in the next year or two, and it's going to be free to play, with microtransactions. It's important to mention that while The Sims DLCs have often had their issues on release, The Sims 4 quite literally takes the piss. Maxis has released some broken DLC after broken DLC, promising patches and then going silent like the developers of the day before. Instead of introducing meaningful content that enhanced the experience, we were often left with lackluster additions that felt like cash grabs. Why? Because they were cash grabs. High School Days is one of the absolute worst DLCs they've ever released. Not only was the content infuriatingly basic, but it was so incredibly shit. No depth, non-functional, next to zero gameplay, and it just doesn't work on a mechanical level. The Sims get stuck, the Sims are fucking slow, and the days are too fast. The game was not designed for this kind of gameplay, and it's so incredibly obvious. All they had to do was slow down the clock speed, but nope. 1 second is still a minute. Have fun being late for class because your sim won't move from the 18th fucking time.
And that's the gist of the High School Years expansion pack. It's pretty okay in a pretty typical way for $40 Sims 4 expansions, in that it adds a variety of stuff to experience without rocking the boat in any substantial way. And you know what? Fine by me. I've made my peace with how The Sims 4 is never going to be quite the same as older games in the series. It is entirely its own thing at this point, and being run by folks with a production roadmap that clearly works well for their bottom line, so there's not much point in changing the formula. And so it's unsurprising to see that High School Years falls right into what I've come to expect from Sims 4 expansions. A straightforward extension of core gameplay that doesn't scream, "Wow, this is game-changing," but instead whispers, "Hey, this is sort of fun to mess around with when it's not glitching out." And according to many reviews, bugs and glitches are copious with this one. I personally didn't experience much of that at all, mainly the graduation glitch, so your mileage may vary.
It became evident that the passion and dedication that once fueled the series was gone. The Sims became a franchise driven by profit rather than a genuine love for the game and its community, much like nearly everything EA has released in the last decade. As someone who adored The Sims, it's a proper kick in the face to see the series in this state. The emphasis on monetization have completely and ultimately shoved me away from this franchise. Now let's talk about something more hopeful and lovely. Like The Sims finally getting some much needed competition. Paralives, Life by You, and what the fuck is Life Play? Yep, can't show that. Let's just start off with Paralives. A game made by a fella named Alex Massey. Or Mass. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing names that aren't British. Alex leaves Paralives Studios with these lovely people whose names I will not even attempt to pronounce. I mean, you already saw me mess up Alex's name. With my British ignorance. I'm not going to subject them to it as well. Sorry, Alex. Alex originally began developing Paralives in January 2019 and was officially announced in June of that year. Initially, Paralives was a solo project, but as life simulation games are huge undertakings, he soon began hiring additional developers. Inspired by games like City Skylines, Paralives seems to have a big focus on building houses with near limitless freedom, which I'm sure the Sims 4 crowd would adore. Seriously, some of those Sims 4 community creations are insane. With a team of 10 developers and funding most of the game through Patreon, 34k a month, not bad. And a 100-page document filled with ideas for the games called the Parabook. Paralives is looking very, 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 very ambitious. Paralives is also looking to arrive in early access on Steam in the future. When in the future? Well, according to their roadmap, we're a ways off. But honestly, I'm fully okay with that. I would much rather this team take their time and release a playable early access title, unlike the developers of the day before. You can even go to their website paralives.com and see month by month since 2019 all of the development they've done thus far. Pretty freaking cool in my opinion. Overall, I'm looking forward to Paralives. I truly wish Paralives Studios the best. The game is looking great and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. Next up is Life by You. Life by You looks awesome. I mean, graphically, no. But mechanically wise, it looks friggin' unreal. Crazy modding support, completely custom experiences, and an insane amount of control that lets you do stuff like custom dialogue, creating skills, how they level up, you can even create your own food recipes, among much more. You will almost always be able to tailor the games to your needs, simply because they give you that much control. They'll let you decide if you want to play it like the classic Sims experience or realistic life simulator that requires serious time investment. And for this reason, I'm really looking forward to Life by You. So Life by You is being developed by Paradox Tectonic and published by Paradox Interactive. Paradox Interactive may be a familiar name to some of you. That's because they own the publisher of series such as Crusader Kings, City Skylines, Heart of Iron, Mountain Blade, and Age of Wonders. Life by You is also directed by Rod Humble, and if that name sounds familiar to you, that's because Rod Humble wasn't just a character in The Sims 2, he was also a developer who worked on The Sims 2 and The Sims 3. He was so well respected within the Sims developer Maxis that he was promoted to Executive Vice President and head of the Sims label of EA in 2008. Life by You was due to be released on Steam in early access on September 12, 2023, but they delayed it until March 5th, 2024, which in my opinion was the right move. They do not want to release this game too early in its development and risk the game being known as the most feared term of all of gaming. Mid. So much like Paralives, I wish Paradox Tectonic the best of luck with Life by You. check out our YouTube channel called Life by You for development vlogs. They're pretty damn interesting. So, that is why I'm happy to leave The Sims behind. The Sims needs a serious kick up the arse. They need to stop being twats, and if competition is the only way to convince them, then so be it. I'm genuinely excited to play Paralives and Life by You, which is something I cannot say about The Sims 5. Thanks for watching this video. Consider checking out some of my other content. This is my first fully scripted video, I think maybe ever. I have no idea how long this video will be, or if the recording process will kill me, but I guess we'll find out. Draw.